And welcome, everyone, to BBS Radio Hollow Earth Discovered with our beautiful and wonderful source, our Q. Oops, hold on one second. I apologize for this. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. And I want to again say thank you so much for Q, to you, Q, for being here. You are such a magnificent, amazing, Q in terms of who you are as source. Your beautiful and highest frequencies that you always share with us. And not even on the calls, but all the time, that you have always been with us, but more so now. So with that being said, Q, how about we get started and we'll let you take over from here. Again, today is April the 15th, 2023, everyone. And welcome, and let's get going. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautifulness to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are you hearing me?
Oh, yes, beautifully and perfectly, Q.
All right. Well, not much to talk about today, so it'll be a short show, won't it?
I doubt it. We need more hours, I think.
All right. Well, I'm excited today. We have plenty to work on today, and I'll start it like this if you don't mind.
All right.
or the premise of today's show and so forth. Thank you so much, Jane and Billy, Zorea, for helping me and supporting me. It's absolute honor to be in your presence. Here we go. In the name of liberty, we set off to the sea. In the name of glory, fighting to be free. But one mistake can set it all to rest. No one sees and no one wins the game of chance. I need to know, will the sun rise when it's over? Will the sun rise? Will there be a sky? Will the sun rise another day? A single answer that all of us should see. Let things be what they may be. But one mistake can put it all to rest. No one wins the game of chance. I need to know, will the sun rise when it's over? I need to know. And that's what we're here for. We're going to find out, aren't we? Will the sun rise when it's over? Will the sun rise? Will there be a sky? I need to know. Will there be a sky? I need to know. Will the sun rise when it's over? That was a good way to start. Very excited about it.
Yes, we know the answer to that, but it is so exciting at this time. So I know that you have a lot to cover for today. So how would you like to start, or can I just go ahead and give you maybe a little bit of a nudge on what topic to start with for today?
Yes, please keep me on topic.
Okay.
We had a pre-meeting there the other day, and if you want to help me make everyone aware of our topics and our agenda today, that'd be great help.
Okay, all right. Well, I think the lyric in the song that you just sang is very apropos as far as for today. So in one of the topics that's really on a lot of people's minds is in regards to the financial world. So many people are seeing it crumbling down. They're seeing their stocks going down and they're in chaos. And these are the people that are already asleep. The ones that are awake are waiting for this big revaluation of currency around the world so that we can get moving on our projects. We understand from your point of view, from our point of view, that we should never be in lack. And you can feel being always in abundance, and then that what brings you the fulfillment of what is to come. But maybe you could cover some of those particular areas, if you will.
Yeah, let's start there, if you don't mind. Thank you very much for doing that. I think the most important thing I can do to be of help is to remind everyone of what help we can be when we do get our memories back. And so a lot of us are getting our memories back, our knowledge back, whatever words you like there. And so that's what I want to do to start with, is to give everybody a quick history lesson. And hang on just a second. And so one of the items that I feel will be of help is to when we come and go as light beings here, and this goes for all of us, is that we can see the patterns here so easily because they keep repeating over and over and over again. Not much is changing here when you're in a karmic wheel. You may call it a let's say a slavery system, karmic slavery system. Many of these, obviously not going to make a lot of friends with some of these comments today. But again, take from me what you want and get rid of what you don't want. Again, it's just information for you. In any event, the way in which we pattern and or recognize series and series of generations here is so repetitive and so redundant. It's really easy to be of help. It's really easy to point it out because you remember. So one of those things, of course, is your financial system. Whether you want to start with the Babylonian debt system or you want to start with any of the financial systems, when we go to this planet or any other planets, they're all the same. As soon as you see money, any kind of money, you'll know that there is a controller. There is someone who's puppeteering the evolution of humanity. You can glorize it. You can fantasticize it. You can do whatever you want with it. Make it. Call it an economy. Call it. You can call it inflation, deflationary system. It doesn't really matter if you're using something in between the exchange of energies. Someone is controlling the energies. So my means of exchange is what? If it's a US dollars, that's gold. It doesn't matter. We have a perception that something is more valuable than something else, or we have a perception, we have a belief that I have to give you something if I take something from you, and or our means of exchange is really energetics. And so I really want to give something and somebody really wants to receive something is, let's say, baffled. Let's say it's been retarded, etc. And so these are lessons learned that are easy to see. And obviously, you've inherited the Roman Empire for the last 2,000 years. Nothing's really changed here, and that's the help I can do for you. Your 2,347 different religions and Bibles have taken away your natural history. You are using symbolism on your means of exchange continuously. You're not sure where you came from. That's not fair, is it? And so that's the biggest help I can be to you all is my feeling is we don't have an accurate account of our history. And so that's where I'd like to start today in relationship to your RV and your Jubilee that is imminent. Please, Jane, continue.
That is so beautiful. You said it's imminent, and the Jubilee is is it in process, I guess, is our Jubilee in terms of the process of the distribution that we don't see yet. So we can hear rumors, on one side, they say, oh yeah, it's happening this week. And let me tell you also that there's so much monies and funds that are going to be going out. Nobody even has to worry about a project or where they're going to live and whether or not they're going to have any, money for food. And maybe you could, comment on that, please.
Yeah. So, when you start looking behind the hidden truce here, we eventually figure it out. And so your clue should be, in most cases, the black magicians who created the current monetary system, money system, means of exchange, get in the way systems. They like 100-year cycles. And so you'll look at the Great Depression in the United States of America. Now you'll look where you're at now. So in the United States of America, you can see that Rome has fallen again. And believe it or not, it's constructed that way. It's designed to fail so you can be reintroduced to another one. And so I want everyone to take great care of our next steps here. Know that great care has taken into this communication with you today. Great care. There are many individuals very, very thirsty for the information we're going to send out today. And with great care, we're going to deliver some of that information to you today and make sure we make some changes here the way we want to, not someone else. We're not going to inherit another system. And what I want to make sure is real clear here is when you construct a means of exchange and or debt slavery system, no matter how you shape it, talk about it, you are in a financial slavery system just by using money alone. So you're in a self-imprisonment system when you use a means of exchange that's compartmentalized into one individual direction. So whether it's a central banking system or otherwise, you're a slave. That was the design of all means of exchange systems, all currency systems, all money systems. There is a puppeteer, and you're the puppet if you use it. And so as society is coached, corralled, steered to where the puppeteer wants you to go, all you need to do is put shiny items out in front of you, whether Egyptian times, Babylonian time, it doesn't really matter what time you're going to see that for the last 2,000 years, you have wars, you have disease, you have money, you have war, you have disease, you have money. You're not changing at all. The only difference is the puppeteer lives 1,000 years and you only live 15 minutes. So I'm being very facetious with that because these individuals that are controlling this version of humanity have done a very good job to make sure you don't get your knowledge back in time before the body expires in many cases. So if we would live just a little bit longer, this would go ahead a little bit faster. But nonetheless, we're going genetically, we're going to pop out of this because we're at the end of the 2,000-year cycle. And of course, all the attention is on us now, like it is every 2,000 years. So whether it's the Roman times or this time, they're exactly the same to me. Nothing's changed here. Even 4,000 years ago, maybe the degree of or the direction but for the most part, this last 60 generations of humans is plus or minus pretty much the same story every 100 years, reinventing another means of exchange, another currency system, another disease, another war, and let's hang a few people on the way. So it's real important for me to state these things so that you can see it from our point of view, the councils and or what you're calling the Galactic Federation. This is always going to be a spiritual war because there's obviously a great, great, great desire to keep you alive, yet control you. Now, isn't that curious, Jane?
Yes, of course.
So as we figure these things out, we realize that all your assets, resources, everything on your planet is yours. It's always been yours. It always will be yours. You're born to this planet. And why do some have all of them and some of us have nothing? It's coming to an end, dear ones, I assure you, and we're going to make sure that happens today.
It's going to happen today. Did you hear that, everyone? So, all right. Okay. Well, on that level of understanding, so that we don't have to go through this wheel again of karma and of the cycle of every 100 years or every 2,000 years. Why is today going to make that difference for all of us?
Well, we're gonna give some direction and some coaching on our next steps, and I'll show you how this works. And I am not a big fan of me being on a soapbox, but I have to get a little bit of information out for you. So forgive me. Some of this information will be repetitive, redundant for a lot of folks that have joined us in the past. But it is my passion to make sure we keep rolling in the right direction. Say your question one more time, if you don't mind.
Well, you said that this is the end. We're going to change how it is now in regards to every 100 years. We have a depression, change of currencies. Every 2,000 years, it's been a slavery system anyways. And now it's going to end as of today.
Yeah. So what's important about that statement is my great passion is to teach and learn at the same time. And the teaching and learning is so much fun because they're one and the same, of course. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I want to share with everybody when we're at a lower frequency existence in this energy system, at least, obviously our environment is very challenging at times here. The bodies we're in and so forth, but what you're able to observe now is throughout your life, depending on your age, you'll see that the words you're using obviously are designed to control you. And they worked really hard on you to be ruled by a ruler, putting spells on people with the English language just to combat me. And many of you, through the processes we have, are unbelievable batteries we have. The unbelievable power we have as God is astonishing. And so they have to work really hard to get ahead of us before we get here, so to speak. Well, one of those things is our ability to manifest anything we want instantly. We have this ability. That word in itself is designed to stop you from manifesting. Man, if fest. So fest, if man. So you can see they're working very hard to not educate us on what our capabilities are. And so that's, as it relates to our Jubilee and our next steps here, what's real important is to learn how to get it back when we work with conscious computing and or what you're calling quantifiable quantitative conscious computing systems. Yes, I'm changing the names. You're calling it QFS. What happens here is once we learn about a common goal together, so we all have a common goal. We all can see the end of the road. That makes us super, super powerful. You can't touch. That's why when three light beings, and I have witnesses, come together, we get attacked comprehensively. We get really nailed. They do not like a bunch of us together. That's why you have 50 states, so you guys all don't get organized. That's why you have all these countries, so you don't get organized. That's why when you go on Zoom and LinkedIn and all these other places and you get compartmentalized and your computers only have one pipe, it's called the internet. And if you remind me to talk about that later of your new internets coming, I would like to talk about that. But for now, let me remind everyone what you already know, and that is, as we manifest now in this lower frequency, we all have an idea. We all excited about a common goal, an end in mind. That is our battery. That is the unbelievable power. Because we're at a lower frequency and a body that doesn't always have all of its faculties, but can get it all back, when we actually do something intrinsically with the idea collectively, that's what makes it go here. Okay, so it's real important that we all remember that again, is that having a great idea and wanting it to manifest is beautiful. But now putting a step forward towards it is what makes it go. Okay, so it's real important that we all like to be managers and bosses, but if you don't get in and help dig the ditch, you're not going to get a very straight ditch. So there's a lot of businesses I have consulted in, and they all wonder why they're not successful. They gave everybody great tools, and they sat in their ivory tower and paid them all great and said, why is my company not growing? Because you're not helping. And so we all need to help now. And that is our powerhouse. That is really our opportunity now, is to really understand that we are source, we are God, and to implement it at this lower frequency, which is beautiful, by the way. So it's just an absolute privilege to be at a lower frequency, to have so much dexterity, so much feeling. It can be so slow and peaceful. The way that you can create unbelievable relationships, nurtured affection, all of the things that come with being a human are just fantastic technologies, just fantastic. And so when you use your inspiration and your excitement together, the place will explode, absolutely explode. And that's why I will initiate the next steps for us and or help co-create with you, because I'm feeling the desire and or the lull in the storm that you've experienced the last several months is greatly planned. Just know that great care has been taken with the lull in the storm here. Does that make sense, Jen?
Oh, yes, it does. Thank you so much for that explanation.
Yeah, so this lull in the storm, so to speak, is designed specifically, just like it has every other time, to give you a chance to kind of look at yourself. Maybe you did one-on-one calls with me. Maybe you learned how to meditate. Maybe you read a couple different Bibles. You said, maybe there's a different way of looking at the world. But this lull in the storm, you can now see there's a lot of folks that have disappeared off our little tell you what to vision machine called the television and the internet. The brain control machines that we're all working on now, a lot of the characters have disappeared, haven't they, Jane?
That they have, indeed.
Where is my favorite one, Hillary Clinton? Where did she go?
You want to go that route? Please tell us more.
Not going to name names in the name house.
Okay.
So, for the purpose of conversation, what we're going to change today is we're going to start I will initiate the first phases of your Jubilee in its process for understanding how to work with conscious computing and consciousness as you implement projects, humanitarian projects or otherwise. So what I'm able to do is, over the course of a couple of years, I've gotten to work with so many groups, maybe you call it the RV community or otherwise, and it's just been a privilege, just been an honor to chat with so many people, learn about the humanitarian projects and so forth. So my great passion is to start the communications so you get comfortable working with your consciousness and or conscious computing systems. If you want to call it quantifiable financial system, you can, no problem. Not sure I care what terms we use. I just want to make sure that we get really savvy and comfortable using our heart as we get into our humanitarian projects. And you're really not going to have a choice in this, whether you exercise with me or otherwise. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a portal so that we can do project reviews, project self-qualifying systems, so that you can vet yourself, and I can be your coach initially, and we'll make a tremendous amount of other coaches. So as we move forward, this will be very, very easy. It'll be like wearing a comfy shoe. You all have this capability. You've all done it so many times. I just am going to do my best to get your memories back. And so we'll start a project review through this portal here, and we'll initiate it here in the next a week or so. But Jane, please lead me.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for doing that. And I'm so happy as well that you have now let people know that you will be having this program very, very soon. So as we're talking about the projects, and people are thinking, well, I don't have really a project, but they want to be able to help humanity. So how would you address that?
Right. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start a portal. I want to use this exact, let's say, media. We'll use BBS media, and notice that we're using tools that are not standard to your hierarchical systems. So the reason we'll use BBS radio initially is because they have great passion. They are showing you exactly what it's like to be a humanitarian in their own form, their own way. You can't stop these guys from getting out of bed. They want to do it. Oh yeah, there's certain days maybe they'd like to be on vacation, but you know, they will. If you gave these guys $1 billion, I guarantee you they'd be doing the same thing they're doing today. They're just fantastic.
Yes.
And so I want to use this platform to do project review, and the project review will be initiated not because you have a project. It will be initiated because you have passion. And so we'll have everybody put into categories. Yes, I know this may be redundant, but now you're actually going to get somewhere when you do it. Notice that some of your groups have attempted to get you organized, but nothing happens. And so that's what's going to change today. So when I look at people who do not have projects, who do have passion, they will have just as much weight and all of us do, and are just as valuable, if not more, in all these projects rolling out. People without projects, ideas, if you will, have tremendous ideas and tremendous passion, and are the absolute workhorses for this new world we're engaging in. And so, yes, please lead me, Jane.
So, all right. So let's just say I'm 90 years old, and I really don't want to. I don't really want to manage a lot of people. I've been in the field of healthcare for, it feels like 200 years already, but I could, help to guide somehow. So is my value going to be accepted in terms of helping in this regard of these projects, or what would I be able to do then for the projects, or for you, or for the world?
Well, the 90-year-old children that are amongst us are really some of the most valuable, and that's why I want to make sure that all parties get equal weight. It's just a matter of us getting organized and aligned with our passion.
Okay.
And certainly, when you get to be as young as 90, Jane, we're gonna really put a lot of weight on the cookie delivery business.
Thank you, Q. So, all right. So anyone and everyone who has a passion for helping would be, participant of these projects, correct? I mean, especially now. So I guess the other question I have is, as we're moving forward in this path, on our ascension path, many are also leaving, they're ascending, so to speak. So for those that are not going to be here, well, I don't know, I guess maybe I'm kind of rethinking how many people really are going to be available to do all of this work, since so many are ascending just because of what has happened with the scamdemic and whatever else natural ascension processes people are undergoing. So, but we have more than adequate to be able to fulfill the projects that you have in mind for our world, our galaxy, or well, let's just say our world, right? Is that sufficient? What we have is from what we have more than adequate numbers of people to be able to.
Yes, thank you for that, Jane. It is tricky for me to communicate because I feel everyone knows what I know because we're all tapped into source. So thank you so much for coaching me. What's occurred this last couple of years? Obviously, a lot of attention on humanity, and of course, that's at the end of the ascension cycle, just like it was 2,000 years ago. They raised people from poles and told them not to believe in themselves. Nothing's changed today. You're being sacrificed the same way, but in a different color, so to speak, because you're starting to get your awareness back. So what has occurred in the last couple of years is you can actually see the volume of individuals. I'd like to talk about that real quick because it'll help with the quantum financial system and or your conscious computing systems. What's changed in the last several years? I would like to put the number somewhere around 2011, 2012, 2013. There's a great attack on us, and that's when a good volume of the Clone Wars occurred here. But the Clone Wars were really to slow us down. And I don't want to get off topic with the Clone Wars. We'll do a separate segment for that. But what you're able to see now is a lot of people went through, since 2011, 2000, the volume of people that went through what we might call the awakening process increased dramatically. Everybody started working on themselves like, wait a minute, something doesn't smell right here. Well, the frequency bands of where you're at in the multiverse, your planet, it's cruising and it ain't waiting for you. And so you're either going to keep up with it or you're not. And then, of course, you have a lot of help outside this realm too. And so what's occurred now is we got the ones we're going to get. And I know it sounds a little compartmentalized and isolated. We want everybody. But as you can see, we're all asking each other, how do I wake up the normies, so to speak? Well, folks, doesn't look like maybe we're going to get everybody, is it? And so, but the ones that we did get are going through the roof. And so what we needed was a mass direction from source, so to speak, within all of us to get to a certain threshold, so it makes our ability to manifest even more powerful. And we're past the point of no return. You can't stop us now. We're massively, unbelievably capable now, the ones that we've gotten. And now it's time. We're ready to go. Nothing can stop us. Nothing can stop us if we would get organized and aligned. And what that'll be like for me is to be your coach, trainer, and learner teacher about implementing our consciousness collectively. And we'll implement that through project review sections. So we're going to, once we all have a common goal of, I want my project annealed with my consciousness, and learn how to self-vet that little statement there is unbelievably powerful, massively powerful. All we have to do is all go in one direction, and that is, I need to know if I'm using my consciousness for my project, my humanitarian deliverables, whether with or without a project, where is my passion? That's what I'm calling project review. So that is my service and great excitement to share and be a part of as we go forward.
And you feel at this time that the people that at present who listen to you and have the dedication and the passion and the excitement, that's how it begin. That's how this will all begin. But that may take quite a bit of time, and I know we don't have time. So we just, how will all of that play out in terms of that timeline that we do create? Does that mean timelines are this particular timeline of the project, that you're discussing, project reviews? Does that quicken our timeline to ascension? I'm sure it does, right? So,
right. We don't have any time, do we, Jane?
Correct.
I love it. Might be the best statement I've ever heard, because there's no such thing as time, dear ones. There's no man above you measuring you. There's no one stronger than you. There's no one more powerful than you. There is no God over you. You are a component. You are the creative force of God. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
And so as we implement this, yes, the excitement is what implements it now. The commonality of the excitement, the passion and commonality of whatever it is we want to do. And so that's why we will start the project reviews to really use that term as a self-qualifier for each and every one of us. I am not your savior. You are. And I am going to show everyone how it works. I guarantee unbelievable, bountiful success will occur with all of us as we start exercising our desires to implement passion to our projects and or project review.
This is a humongous project you've taken on, Q. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I mean, it is very, very exciting. I know it's exciting people as they're listening to you. So
right, it's not as difficult as you see. My goal is to get millions of people on one call, but the thread of information will be very simple and very standardized, so we can all use it going forward. So, as an example, as we get on our project review call, BBS Radio, we don't need, but what we'll initially do is we have a couple projects already identified and pre-qualified. We will go through the project with the volunteers that have already come forward. We'll show you how they work with their passion and why they will get funding and implementation goes very smooth for them, and let them out of the stable, so to speak, so you can see how it works when someone works with their consciousness and or quantifiable financial system, so to speak. Again, my commitment to you is just to be a coach for recognizing your consciousness and your your awareness of how to work with. I don't care for the word consciousness, but again, we have to use what's been given to us here.
Mm-hmm.
Once we standardize, whether in categorical projects and or standardize how you work with your heart, it's going to be very easy and it's going to snowball. It's going to get very fast. And so the more of us that we can get to show up on these calls, it's really about listening, doing lessons learned continuously here as we get our funding released to us and or Jubilee. The funding is absolutely will not be a requirement going forward, because your passion will exceed your need for resources. And so as we all count on the bills that have put into the United States of America, say NESARA, if you don't have a government, how do you implement a law like NESARA? Well, Rome has fallen, Americans. You know it, and I know it. Your courts don't work. You've got to clean things up, and who am I to say how they should be cleaned up? It's ours. Let's make it work now. Let's do it the way we want to. That is a passion for myself and many others, as an example. And so once we standardize one person doing it, let's say we want to focus on governance and services from governance, we'll learn from that project, and 1,000 other people that are observing the project review, they will get even more stimulation for how they want to do their project and so forth. Does that make sense?
Oh, it's beautiful. So just even using the two projects that are already in mind in terms of putting this together, so then we can just join right in. Everybody, as many people as possible, can come and listen to what you how you are presenting, how it should be processed, from a conscious quantitative system.
Yeah, so that's right. So many folks have spent time now getting their projects ready, their ideas ready, collaborating, and so forth. And so now, once we get enough of us all looking at a project and then watching it flow through our natural implementation, that would be source, God, consciousness, whatever you like there. You're going to see it's going to snowball, because everybody is going to, oh, that's how it works. And this is how we destroy debt slavery systems all over the universe and here, is by turning the other way. As an example, let's not go through CNN. What do we call it? The Cartoon Network. Let's go through BBS. Let's go through BBS instead. That's where the people want to go anyway. By the way, I get to say whatever I want here, and nobody is going to be a third-party middleman to stop me from communicating with you, and so forth. Not to say we won't get attention. I'm saying, look how much we can accomplish when we make our own systems, dear ones.
Can I also say, in regards to people are, say, oh, this sounds like a beautiful idea and it sounds spectacular, but then people are still going to say, well, what about the funds? I mean, if we've got these going, what about the funds? But I think it's important for people to know that as soon as you begin to do the work or to do what you want to do in terms of your passion and you're excited and enjoy about what you're planning on doing, it's amazing how the resources just kind of appear. And maybe people don't understand that process, Q. Maybe you could explain that a little bit more for people, because I get it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So once your idea and the shovel is in your hand, it's pretty easy to get things going. And that's part of living in this frequency, is you actually have to do something to make it materialize and so forth. You can't sit there and dream about it, so to speak, right, and not participate in the dream. You have to be part of the dream. And that's what's so fantastic about here, is you get to watch the dream materialize. And that's how conscious computing works. Initially, when the gateways were given here, if I might go off topic a little bit here.
Please.
what's occurred in the last several hundred years, and why the three passions I have for this portal will be to do the history of the Bible, the teachings that have been lost in the last 2,000 years through your churches, your 2,300 different Bibles, and everybody thinks they've got it right. I will do a portal on that one. I will do a portal subscription service through BBS, of course, on the lost teachings of us all. I'll also do a teaching on Area 51 and what's been hidden from you, information technology, and, of course, the Project Review publication subscription will be to implement Project Review and or self-vetting your consciousness as it relates to your deliverable ideas, your manifestation, your creativity, your humanitarian projects. All three of them are related, believe it or not. Your Bible, your Area 51, many Area 51s on your planet, by the way, and your Jubilee are all the same topic, and that's ascension. Makes sense now, doesn't it? People came here to try and help you. We covered that up. Then we wrote a bunch of books to misguide you, and now the debt slavery system looks like it's run its roost, hasn't it?
Beautiful.
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Let's get this going now. Please leave me some more. Please leave me some more.
Well, how about we do this? I feel the frequencies is really increasing. And, when we take a look at it in terms of, and I don't mean, I'm already on a kind of a subtopic of what we've been talking about is frequency, and you're all about frequency. So why is it that the whole of the universe is looking at our little blue earth as being an instrument for something? So there's something that we're going to be able to, as we're experiencing, something that's valuable in terms of this experience that's going to help the other densities or the higher densities, or bring, what are we here for? I mean, why is everybody looking at us? What is the real purpose of all of this? I mean, other than that this is an experiment. Okay, so we have the experiment, we're ending the experiment, and now, okay, everybody is in jubilee about our ascension, but what have we done? And what are we really contributing to all of the different, cosmos or galaxies from it all?
Oh, outstanding. Beautiful question. Will the sun rise? Will there be a sky? We say that. So the short version would be my favorite show in this realm is always going to be the Muppets. And so you can assume that you're the greatest show on earth because you look like Muppets to the rest of the gang out there. Pretty thrilling, isn't it? That you get to be Kermit the Frog. Anyway, this is not a joke. We are really fun to watch. We are super fun to watch. We are just like them. They are just like us. They don't see a difference when you look at the universe and our participation. It's will we find our way is the short answer to your question. We are all expressive inspiration, period. And just because we may have bought the wrong bus ticket this time and aren't leaving our Muppet show doesn't make us any less powerful. We are very, very powerful. And everyone's rooting us on and wants to help us, yet we must realize that in these little bodies, you're creating this universe, these beliefs. Why do you think the debt slavery system is so powerful? So you'll keep going to that cubby hole. You'll keep wanting that 2-week vacation and so forth, not knowing how incredibly powerful you are. So that's would be the short version to much of the Galactic Federation, the councils that I interact with for many, 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 many eons. And we all see it the same way, and that is These are all your choices now. And that's why I'm implementing the project reviews, so we can relearn what we've lost and get this thing going. And that's that. And this is what we're going to do.
So we're relearning, that we are gods and goddesses. So in the higher densities, they're watching us as, Muppets or whatever and enjoying it. But are they feeling it? Are they feeling our joy? Are they also being joyous at the same time that we're feeling joy? I mean, is there that connection already with them? Or what are we inspiring them because of our experience?
One more time, forgive me.
So, everybody's looking, from the other densities or dimensions or whatever, or the galactics, let's just say the galactics. And you've already mentioned that how come things are so slow here, and yet they're also learning the experience that we are actually experiencing and feeling. So in turn, as they watch that, and when we get into excited and, in passion, I mean, do they feel the same passion and excitement like we do, or don't they? They're just watching it and just kind of, oh, okay. And then they see that neutrally. How does that work?
A great question. So in this type of mammalian, everyone in the universe knows, let's be careful not to be too arrogant that we're the special little stepchild on planet Earth. Now, let's be real. Okay. Take great care here. This is a very large universe with many different directions. But essentially, duality in this universe is very, very desirable. It has a lot of capabilities for learning, which should really be called experiencing. So don't ever dismiss how valuable duality can be. Duality is quite interesting. Some days you do want a rainy day, so to speak. Mm-hmm. You want to learn and explore all of these experiences. But shouldn't we be able to pick when we have peace? And of course, the debt slavery systems always have us on our toes. We have to pay for our milk instead of barter with the milkman, the cow owner, etc. Mm-hmm. What I want to remind everybody of is the opportunity to have an unemotional planet. So you're on a you're in a very emotional human. You're in a very emotional mammalian. Primarily because your brain is too big. It's controlling everything you're doing. It will never stop thinking. It just gets absorbed with so many answers. You're all super psychic. So when you think of someone, you're starting to observe someone. You get their thoughts. You're getting courted daily, every day, maybe very subtly, maybe very grand. Either way, your ancestral epigenetics are controlling also your emotions. You're a living library of all the genetics your family lineage has ever experienced. You have grandpa's shell shock in you right now. And so that's why I encourage you all to do your clearings. Get neutral. Stop thinking. If everyone would use their heart to make their next choice and then observe it through the brain, you would have paradise. I'll say it one more time. The reason there's so much attention on you right now, and if you want to call it, let's say, what would be a biblical term? Let's say rapture, ascension. I don't care what words you use. You're there right now, dear ones. You are right there right now. If you would just stop thinking as your primary decision-making process. Doubt, fear, guilt, I'm not sure, is the brain. Jealousy is the brain. Greed is the brain. Passion, excitement, the thrill of the next step, skipping down the road, I don't care what it is. That, if you would focus on that alone, that's why galactically, everyone sees it as so simple. It's super simple. You only have to do one thing. It's right under your nose. Just stop thinking. Just use your heart to go and make your next decision, which might be nothing. It may be just sitting there. That might be your passion today. Synchronicity, the laws of the universe. There are none in this universe, except if there was one, it is designed to self-power your desires. It's called synchronicity. If you make a choice that truly comes from the heart, like mine today, Project Review for All, millions of us, all, when we all use the natural laws of the universe, there are none. It's called synchronicity. And the more you use it, the more all the resources and all the people will show up right on time. Don't you think?
That was fabulous. Thank you so much for that, too. That was absolutely perfect. Thank you. Again, and I know that was probably redundant as well, but you said it beautifully again. So it's just, we are moving steadily forward. So it is just exciting, as you have spoken already today. I guess I also wanted to touch a little bit, besides before I forget, you did want to also talk about the new internet. Did you want to do that first?
Yes. So I want to, a lot of information's hidden from folks. And so I want to remind everybody that a lot of us are working hard now, and if you do have questions coming in, I'm happy to answer them now. Notice that the more we've matured here in the last year, I'm able to say more and more about what's occurred, and just great care is taken, folks, to protect a lot of people, ground up a lot of people that have failed us, and you just can't count on anybody but yourself. And that's what the lull in the storm was for, is to really start looking at ourselves, what's of value to us. And that's, of course, our loved ones, water and food and shelter. And so you're going to see very quickly here that many of the people you assume were serving you in governance, they went to work every day and didn't do anything. They pretended to play their role. They were good actors. But they can make busy work for themselves look like they're working hard, and they didn't do anything. They just made a big mess. Many of our governance are showing their colors now, and so one of those tools has always been the internet, because you can prove that the artificial intelligence that's used to control us is also the Achilles heel for catching these bad guys, as we've talked about before. So I want everyone to get comfortable using computers again, yet do it in a way where we understand how they work. So right now on an iPad, you can talk to it. It will feel your signature, and it could bounce back a signature and a frequency back at you. So I want everyone to get comfortable in that. Our internet is in our heart. That is the true internet. We're able to have our consciousness marry with each other. And so a tool might be used as a gateway to our collective consciousness. So the reason the Q posts are arguably successful with the people who are sorting the information and distributing it to you is because it is your consciousness. So everyone on this planet is experiencing something, and you can extrapolate it, sort it, receive it, discard it. You can do all sorts of things. A good legacy TV series to help you with that would be the Star Trek TV series, as we've talked about, as people go and explore their universe and they want to examine a planet and make sure with great care not to disturb an evolving planetary system, they can measure consciousness. Well, that's exactly the tool that was given you through Area 51 and other places to help see yourself back at you. So you've been given a mirror with your consciousness, and you have several of them on their planet now. So it's a great privilege and an honor to participate after delivering that to you. It's a fantastic tool. It works just like a lie detector. Today, you use lie detectors with radio waves. Well, this is nothing different. It's really just looking at an entire region, entire planet, and sorting it, observing it. That's all we're really doing now. And now we get to put it to use now, don't we?
So exactly, we all have, laptops or, desktops or whatever we have. So that's going to be technologically, remodeled or revamped, or is that what you're referring to? So that it becomes more sentient? I mean, who's going to do that? I want to know who's going to do that.
Yeah, and so we already are the epitome of a computer, is what I'm getting at. So you've outgrown the computers, is what I'm doing my best to explain. Your consciousness is more powerful than these computers. The reason you don't see Mr. Steve Jobs around anymore, because he took a bailout because he knew you were going to figure it out. Your computers now are designed to control and manipulate. But imagine once they aren't that way. So right now, when you query for a little pink bike, the next couple of weeks, you're going to get a bunch of those ads for little pink bikes, even though you're not looking for a pink bike. What if your computer now could feel what you wanted to accomplish next week and supported you? Think about that one.
Yeah.
Now my computer only wants to serve me. You're looking for a brand new pink bike. Oh my God, I found one in North Dakota from Jan, and she wants to give it away for free. Okay, that's what's occurring in your reality. And those individuals who've created it, they're just waiting to make sure it doesn't get undermined, because obviously somebody will monopolize it, put it on the New York Stock Exchange, and we'll barter and trade for that. Exactly. So that's really what's going on. A lot of what few governments that are intact, keywords there, dear ones, the few governments that still exist on this planet, they really want to tell you a lot of information. But when the information sounds like this, everything we taught you was a lie, and you inherited misinformation from the day you were born, is pretty tough information, isn't it?
That is super tough. Yes.
Guess what? Your ruler is not a complete measurement device. It's called a ruler for a reason, so you'll be ruled. I'm reminded of this as a dear ones played with sacred geometry recently, and I asked, how big is a circle? How big is a circle? Well, you'd have to have an outside device to tell you how big a circle is, wouldn't you? You'd have to have a measurement device, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. That's the comedy here. You don't really know how big your planet is,
correct?
And you don't really know where you're at, and we're going to resolve that real quick here.
Mm-hmm. So, wow, that's also really huge. In regards, thank you for that valuable information, that we ourselves are the internet, and it'll just automatically happen again with everyone's passion and excitement about what their intentions and passions are, right? Which is really beautiful. You're doing a beautiful job, beautiful work. You really are helping us to shift in just our understanding of present, and as we're moving forward and into a higher knowing or a higher frequency, So we're not caught up so much in this 3D. And I will tell you that a lot of us now feel like this, we know what 3D feels like, and we don't like it on that level at all. It's always wonderful to be, where people are happy, where there's joy, there's no conflicts. I mean, that's like where we all want to gravitate to, versus, you've got a few, what do you call it? You got these tasks to do. Oh yeah, you got to make sure so and so does that work. I mean, the whole, what is called that? What do you call that again? Just the workplace that people just kind of go to just because they have to. That kind of mentality, like, because I have to. That doldrum, I guess, is probably what I'm trying to say, which is really all 3D, right? And we're moving that.
That's right. And that is my great passion, to be that tool. There's many projects I want to participate with, but none will exceed yet, at least. So my passion to start this portal to exercise our consciousness with project reviews. And so my goal is to get millions of people witnessing projects so they can do it for themselves.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's just stay on that on that topic again for just a short while. So, did you want to mention anything to people in regards to how we should proceed, or do you want to just how should we proceed from now?
Yeah, let's give a couple updates, global updates, real quick here. Get people a little more. Well, I might have someone who wants to have an opinion on these as well. The first step here is to get you an access point to subscribe. The reason we're going to use BBS Radio is so that we have a vault for the information. We don't have to rely on the cloud or some other clown to apprehend this information. You can come and go and use it as you need to. So as an example, when you get a subscription to a project review meeting, you now can go back and review it again, and it will be locked down, so we can always use it as a subscriber and then share it with others as we move forward. It keeps us organized as well, and it facilitates BBS capacities and services that they're providing us. And so now we don't have to have any politics that we love to associate with business models, don't we? We love let's say water cooler talk. Well, this is going to remove all of that, of course, as we learn to work with our consciousness. But for the most part, what I want to accomplish today is to know that the same way you query this radio show, you're going to have a subscription link for the 3 subscriptions that I envision, and or 3 topics, and that will be the Bible and or religion, your quantitative project review portal, and as well your relationship with Area 51 and why it is so important, and all 3 of them collectively are important. The news I want to share with you, that you can self-vet these next words. Start looking at what you're calling economies around the world. But get in the weeds a bit and watch how they're all collapsing or have changed currencies. So the one that I'm reminded of recently is speaking with someone from Venezuela, and the several calls I've got from our Argentinian friends over the years. You'll notice that they're competing for what currency they want to use. Everybody wants to use the blue one in Venezuela, but we're not supposed to, as an example. Look at the collapse of Japan. Start looking. Your RV, you're right in the middle of your RV right now. So this is why the timing is perfect for us to start getting savvy. Again, dear ones, let's get savvy at working with our consciousness so we can make this go much, much cleaner and efficient. The RV will happen first, as you're probably aware.
Mm-hmm.
Collapsing your current paradigms is what's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
Owning and possessing assets is paramount now. Do not want to create any unnecessary urgency, but really look at how you use your life's tools and what is important to you. Do you surround yourself with trinkets of luxury? What if the grocery store isn't open tomorrow? Do you have passion with your food? Do you love that piece of lettuce you grew versus the lettuce that you bought at your organic food store? It's completely different. This is working with yourself more and more. Why do we have all these organic options now? Wait a minute, isn't everything organic? You mean there was a time when things weren't organic?
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound right to you at all?
I don't even want to think about it, Q.
So wait a minute. When was it not organic? There's my question.
Yeah, that's right. When was it? Exactly. It used to be all organic. And because of all the pesticides, you're right, exactly.
Yeah, so my great passion, if I was going to be excited about a grocery store, I'd call it energetic foods, because you can have organic food, but if it's not grown with passion and love, it won't have the energetics, just like our projects as we move forward.
Nice. I like that analogy. That's perfect. Thank you. That was very good. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, everyone, is we're going to be putting together the subscription process so we can get started, for the it's a quantitative, I was going to say Q consciousness projects review instead of quantitative. Well, we'll say QQ. Q's yes. Quantitative project reviews.
Yes, we tricked you just the way you've been tricked. That's correct. So as you can see, there's great care has been taken that the cavalry doesn't come in to save you. Great care has been taken to not give you false idols, false gods. And so this incrementation process is really up to you. Don't come to the project review meeting if it doesn't excite you. If you really want to work with your project and me and exercise, that's what I'm here for. And that's what I want to do initially, so we can push you down the hill. And all of you are very capable, very savvy, very intelligent. And that's what we all want to capitalize on, is all of our collective knowledge that's coming in through all of us now. It's going really fast now. We're all getting very, very savvy. And so, yes, please keep steering me as you see.
That is very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. So if we kind of take a look a little bit more in terms of to the grassroots of where our loved ones that are so asleep, tell us a little bit more about that part of this evolution for them. Or if they don't wake up, that kind of thing, because, we don't want to have to leave. And, we get all kinds of different scenarios again and information about, they're not going to even know that you're gone or that you're already on a different frequency. But we all know that even if we're all here on the same planet, we could still be as excited and be at a higher density, just being here. I mean, because that's what we're doing, is bringing heaven here on earth, heaven, quote unquote. So, but in the meantime, they're still quite asleep. So I guess my real question is, what about them? I mean, they're our family, they're our friends, and we want them to elevate. And I know it's your choice. I mean, we get that, but, but what about them? What can we do? I mean, or maybe we just don't do anything except to love them, which also you have said, or said a lot of people have said. And just continue with the focus of what we presently have, and everything else will fall into place. What do you think? Please, Q.
Yes, I don't think, but we'll carry that.
Thank you.
let's see, the asleep, as you called them. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, obviously, when they're not number one, they're not even awakened to the truths that are out there. And of course, yes, we're waiting for this EBS or whatever information that's coming out to everyone, so that they know what the truth has, and the lies that have been controlling, how we've been governed.
Hang on. I thought we already accomplished that. The emergency God casting system stated to everyone, you're being mind controlled several months ago. So right. It's already been sent out, dear ones. The emergency God casting system is going to say it again. You've been duped. You're being mind controlled. Now, use your heart to make your next decision. Do I need another emergency God casting system announcement?
Well, yes, because they're still not there. They didn't get it.
All right. So now, what if my great passion is to be, let's say, unaware? I really like ignorance. What's wrong with that? Who is to judge any portion of any creativity of source? I just want to hide under a rock and listen to silly radio shows. Good enough for me. Good enough for me.
Okay. The answer I get. Yes, I get it. Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
So that's my strong point today is we've gotten the ones we're going to get would be a very generalized, very, very stereotypical response, because the rest of us would like to go and do something else. Doesn't dictate that we're better or lesser, more aware or otherwise. It's just we would like to do things differently in our creative force of God. We would like to have a higher frequency existence with more means and more services or more resources. I cannot judge anything now.
Right.
Maybe we can try, though. We can try.
Right. Well, maybe they'll wake up as, and we'll just have to leave it up to them. If they see what we're doing, all of a sudden they're more curious and want to know more, then that's how they'll get on board. And if not, then they can stay under the rock. That's okay. All right. Thank you for that, Q. I appreciate that. All right. Wow. We've really, we only have a half an hour left, Q. So was there anything else that you would like to discuss or talk about?
Yeah, I think someone wants to say hi. I have a special guest with me today that just wants to say wonderful. Hi. But let's keep this person anonymous. And I want to introduce this person because as much as you can feel my energetics, this person, you can feel their energetics as well. And this individual is very special to the evolution of this ascension cycle and past. And I would request and ask if she'd like to say hello.
Good morning, Jane. How are you?
Oh, it's so wonderful to hear you. Thank you so much for being on our call here with Q. We definitely could feel your happiness. We could feel that beautiful joy that you have. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, special guest, do you have an opinion about the RV and the shenanigans that I take on every 2 weeks? Anything? We have a beautiful, beautiful mirror with me today who is skeptical of all and everything and supports all and everything as well. Please, any suggestions, ideas, or would you like to just listen to them?
Oh, I was
be passive.
Just from speaking to friends and people around and about, regular people that don't have inside information like maybe Q here does. I think many people are wondering if these things really will happen, an RV, a Jubilee, Nasara, Jasara, all that kind of stuff, because it seems really slow. But I mean, from their point of view, it's not slow at all. Yeah, just I suppose reassurance that everything really is real. I think things were painted to us or not painted to us, but social media and all these things over the last couple of years probably portrayed this big dramatic narrative that one day we'd wake up with billions of dollars of resources for the whole planet and no one would be poor and it would all just be this, you know what I mean? And that's not exactly right. It's happening in a very different way, as Q's explaining, and it's to do with consciousness. And you can't just, I guess, resources can't just be spilled out to the planet when consciousness isn't at a certain level, because it would just, the same patterns would just repeat, correct? So I just wanted you to talk about that a little bit more.
That was beautiful, by the way. I just wanted to say that was beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, I probably have to cook tonight too now. Okay, so it's quite clear you've been in an financial experiment process this last couple of years. Not only were you torpedoed, you got a little bit of a test with your unemployment system if you're an American. Again, if you want money, you want to be controlled. End of story. If I come to you from a very large experience base of control systems, debt slavery systems, and this planet is a very good example of it. For thousands and thousands of years, how else can I get people to build pyramids if I can't give them a trinket? All you need to get this level, for lack of a better term, of a mammal to do something is to give them a trinket. And so those days are gone now because we figured out the game. And with great care, I say some of your Bibles do have truth in them, with great stories that mislead you, of course. And so you're at the end of the road now. And so this is the time where we're going to make the change. And so my olive branch to all of you is, let's stop talking about it and do it. I'm going to say it one more time. We're going to stop chit-chatting about this and quit grabbing each other's ass, and let's get something done here. And this is what we're going to do. We are going to start with practicing and rehearsing, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do project review, implementation, and show you and remind you, and we're going to track projects, and I'll show you how fast they're going to go in relationship to their passion. And then we'll also watch the ones that don't go, presumably, because they don't have any passion. So that's where we're at there. I like my guest speaker's narrative, but she is right. We don't see time the same way as everybody else. So this 100-year cycle really feels like 5 minutes to someone like me. It's only been a few minutes, and things are going very, very, very fast in comparison to when you look at how ancient we are and how ancient your planet is. Thank you, Jane, please.
So talking about ancient, someone had asked if I could ask you, so because you are Q, a source, could you tell us, not from what the Bible says or from what we've, growing up, if you've been a Christian or, having a belief in a particular religion, one was always taught that God was everywhere, was everyone, and that was the whole world. Everything was just God, right? Or God. But however, it grew from there to say God is not just everything, but God is up there, right? So at this time, how would you explain source or God the way it is in your Q understanding, in your source understanding? How could you relay that information to us? Because when we see, or when we, I don't want to say think, or even, let's just say how we feel. How we feel is that there was never a beginning and there was never no end. So, how would you explain that to a child or to an adult?
Very good. Well, that was an easy answer.
Okay, good.
All that is, all that will ever be, was created by all of us instantly. This universe is very unique, and so now everybody says now he's gonna go off on the corner there where we can't catch him. No, let's really look at all that is, all that will ever be, is everything. So let's, in this case, the creation that we are experiencing is everything simultaneously in the idea of all that is, all that ever will be, with no boundaries, nothing whatsoever. And when you come into existence, you come through source and or light. In this case, we distribute our ideas, our creativity, even before we distribute and create our ideas, so to speak. Because all that is, all that ever will be, is instantly available to all of us, everybody. A rock, a tree, every single thing is all that is, all there ever be, and likes to experience all that is, all there ever be. Very difficult to explain in the English language. It happened identically with all that is, all there ever be. There's no time. There's no delineation.
Right.
So it's your choice now to be Jane and then be a dog tomorrow. There is nothing more I could say about this. There is no one higher than you because we're all just creation. That's all I could do to find a word. All you are is creation. The only difference is you got put in a body that doesn't know that and or have all of its knowledge center because we're using our brains. I guarantee you the more you quit using your brain and you only use it for finding your car keys and pounding a nail, observe your creative forces through your brain, all of this knowledge will come to you instantly. Now, break it down even more if you want, Jane, but it's going to be tough for me to answer differently.
Okay, so then let's move from there. So, for example, someone is on this right here in this particular hologram, but then there's many versions, and you mentioned this before in terms of parallel realities that people can work with. And then there are also individuals, just as yourself, because you're at a higher vibrational frequency that you can have, 2 or 3 people or one person that can come through and it's still you, but it's not you, or, whatever. And we've heard that as well, in regards to even Jesus way, when he was here. I mean, in that other time. So, anyways, I was wondering if you could explain that a little bit more. So, understanding now that we are all creation, we all have already created this particular universe all together. And so we're talking about a collective. When you talk about the collective, you're talking like one big massive collective. I thought there was just many other collectives that are out there also. Whoops. I think
I'm here.
Oh,
okay. So a lot of distractions, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me. Yes.
Yeah. So this is what's unique about this time here that is unusual from the last time is the presence. The dark has really got a good foothold here. And that's what I want. That's why I'm so adamant about us picking our direction and going for the direction we want to go with these project reviews. This is where we want to go. When we use our heart, the dark cannot keep up with us. That's the one message I want to keep rolling with continuously is the dark, whether you see the dark in the etheric, the intrinsic, or the universe galactically, the dark is losing ground, doesn't have a chance if we only use our heart to make decisions. It all go away. This planet used to be a light planet, and it's getting its feet back underneath them with our help. It can do it without us. Yet when we have beliefs like these religions that have no definitions for us, they don't help us. Okay, great. This is a really fun book you've given me. But what are some tools I can use when I go through life? How am I supposed to navigate life as I get more intelligent, more conscious? Getting a PhD in a skill is still only limited to the library of information you have here. And that's why I want to encourage everybody to use their heart to get all their knowledge back. And when you work with the natural energetics of your planet, when you're using good water, that is also a tool for getting your knowledge back. So when you drink spring water versus processed water, it's a completely different experience over time, because you are basically a cup of water. So that is how we defeat the dark very easily, by using our natural tools, our higher energetic resources that are right under our nose all the time. As an example, we wouldn't use mechanical water if we could feel the knowledge before we went and drank, sniffed it, touched it. We would dispose of it, wouldn't we? But Rome has decided that we need mechanical water everywhere, et cetera, et cetera. So 2,000 years ago, prior to 2,000 years ago, we were savvier. We were much lighter. We had more capabilities. One of those capabilities was multiple of us could be in one vessel, as an example. Currently, there are 3 of my consciousnesses on this planet right now, and we can all see the same thing and or independently. All of us have this ability. Notice that people can read your past lives. Well, remember, there's no such thing as time, so we're all the same all the time, per se, but we're always having another experience. So it's very easy for us, when we get our knowledge back, to go and participate in another experience. And so now this version of Mammalins, they did a really good job of compartmentalizing and taking away that statement I just given you. So as I dream, many songs ago, as I dream and then go envision and create the dream intrinsically, is what you're doing. You're just dreaming you over and over and over again. And the more you dream what you want, the more it's going to appear in your reality. Does that make sense?
Okay, so now we do know of people who said they can just jump from one parallel life to another. Is that they're not dreaming? They're not saying that I'm dreaming this. They're saying I can actually literally do that. How is that possible?
You can use all the words you want. I like to use dreams because people at least know what that means. That's exactly right. So people say they're lucid. They say they're lucid dreaming. I say, no, you're actually there. No, well, you can. So now what you're learning, relearning what you already know, is you're starting to be able to control that, for lack of a better term, because it's like a muscle. So I want to, if it's from the heart, can happen. So as you stated, I would like to leave the third dimension and I would like to go to a higher dimension, my home planet or so forth, is one of the tools that you get assistance with in the ascension cycle. So whoever you listen to, you'll notice that the entire universe is recalibrates, reconfigures, just to make sure you get a fighting chance, so to speak, to do that. You created it. You said, hey, maybe I get tuckered out being a rock, at least the ascension cycle. And that's why a lot of these conversations about how come the Galactic Federation isn't helping me, well, you have all the help you need. 2,000 years is a blink for you. The only difference here and why many of us feel homesick is because you missed the last ascension cycle, even though you could have left after one life here. So I hope that helps a little bit. Certainly, all of us have the ability to bilocate. No problem. No problem. Bilocation is one of my favorite gifts here. I don't use it on a regular basis because I really like playing the role. I really like being what I chose. As an example, jumping around gets a little tricky. Going from multiple levels, so to speak, isn't really that comfortable. If you start looking at it, you want to be something longer, yet have control over it. So you want your space and your experience in most cases to be standardized for you and what you want to experience. Some people like roller coasters, some people like the Ferris wheel. It's really just a matter of understanding that it's your choice when and where. And when it's not controlled, like debt slavery, it gets a little weird. It's a little tricky because you've been taken away from your heart center. Does that make sense?
It sounds interesting.
Jane wants to go somewhere else, does she?
Well, no, I'm just verbalizing what some people say they can do, and the validity of how possible that is. And you relate that to being able to dream. Well, when you're dreaming, you're basically asleep while that happens. But when we're talking about jumping parallel level lives, it seems like that can be done in the now presence while you're awake.
Yeah, so I make the mistake with this linguistical nightmare all the time. Yes, even I'm examining and judging how we communicate here. I take for granted that people daydream, and forgive me. When you dream at night, you dream during the day. They're all real. They're all very, very, very real. You did experience that. Do you remember it? That's up to you. So let's dream now that we are going to have a jubilee and debt forgiveness right now. Let's destroy the debt slavery system. How about that dream? Would you like to do that?
Oh, I love that. I already feel it. Yeah, that sounds exciting.
So intrinsically, when we look at our world here, you actually have to implement, you have to actually push the cart a little bit to get that going.
Right.
And so this is all of us listening. You are experiencing a dream in your physical body. Nothing more, nothing less is how we experience our manifestation. We go do it. We dreamed we were here. We can dream. We can go anywhere. Dear ones, I guarantee you.
I like that. That's exactly what we're doing. Right. But that's not parallel jumping, is it? It is.
Oh, wait a minute. Now you're going to make a choice here. You're going to make a choice here after this show. Is it going to come from the heart, or is it going to come from the mind of responsibilities and obligations and commitments? And is someone going to cut me off when I get off the freeway? What's going to happen? That's all from the mind, isn't it? Not from the heart.
Right.
So that's
follow your heart.
That's my great passion with the now implementation of our Jubilee is to do project review and watch how it multiplies. Very, very
manifests. Yes. Well, I don't know. Every time you talk about it, this project, what do we call it again? It's the Quantum Q project symposium or system. I think that's just it's just so super exciting. So anyways,
this will come together. My great goal is to, regardless of your beliefs, your religion, we don't want to discredit any religion or belief. It's all of us. It doesn't really matter. My great passion is to get millions of people saying, okay, how do I make my great idea work? All the ideas, let's get them in front of us so it's easy to digest. And this is my great passion, is to remind us how to use our conscience. Nothing more. I'm not going to be sending out people checks. I'm going to exercise our natural abilities to work with our tools that have been given to us so that our projects will materialize very quickly. And so it won't take very, very long. As long as I can get a good swath of participation, which I know we will have, and the lessons learned are going to materialize very quickly. We're going to see this very quickly. And there's a tremendous amount of attention on me to get this going. And I'm off planet and on planet. And I'm very excited to be a participant and hold your hand as we work through this project review. It's going to be very quick, I assure you.
You know what? That I just feel it. I know everybody's feeling the same thing. You know that this is a massive. I mean, this is a world event. I mean, it's gigantic. I mean, it really is exciting, though. No, I'm so glad.
Yeah. So, Jane, the one thing I wanted to accomplish today is let's not worry about the deliverable. What direction it's coming from. So the hand that I'm reaching out doesn't need an office. We don't need this magic stagecoach to come into town. Okay. Don't expect the normal ways you've done things to work because they have always done it that way. We are going around the emperor, as you can see. We are doing it in a heart-based way, the way it feels good. Again, don't show up to project review with me if you're not excited about it.
I'll tell them.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
We have someone else who wants to share with us. Did I hear Zora in the background by chance?
No, you heard Billy. Billy is he just wanted to say hello. I mean, just waved to us and said great job, and Billy had to leave, so
very good.
We'll catch up with Billy.
Well, yes. I'm sure it must get tiring washing her cape all the time. Surely you have to put the tape on. The shoes, away they go.
Oh, well, this is really has been a super, super wonderful, exciting call with you today, Q, and with your very special guest. I hope she comes again and give us her understanding, and it's just wonderful to hear her voice. It's amazing.
I can't wait for her to sing. I can't wait for her.
Oh, hey! Maybe you could sing together. That would be beautiful.
Oh man, I'm in trouble now. I'm in big trouble.
You might have to make 2 dinners.
Yeah.
One today and tomorrow.
Anyway, my special guest is going to help me marry many sections of the biblical side and coming forward. And so, fantastic. I need lots of help too, and it's very exciting to have the help and participants, and I can't wait for the humanitarian to show up and say, I want to help you, Q, and I have lots of love for everyone and lots of opportunities.
We're all ready. We're all aboard your ship, the Q ship.
Yes. Yeah. So
the big ship.
Let's remind everybody not to be intimidated by this opportunity. This is driven with great care and great love. Great respect and appreciation for any and all. I do speak the best I can, frankly and efficiently, but really my boundaries stop at I love you. I love all of you. And I want everyone to have everything. And we're going to do this right now. And that's that.
We love you as well so much, Q. And before we end our call, if you will, can you just lead us into one of your beautiful commands?
You betcha.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Everyone who listened to this call today, I just cherish you and this great opportunity. It's amazing what we've accomplished. And with that, we will ask the universe to support us in that. And it's just as simple as that. The universe is here to support you, and your compass is right in your heart. And I command prime creation, support and assist us in whatever we want. Prime creation, support and assist us right now for all of us to have anything and everything we desire. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so it will be. My great, great blessings to you all, to you, Jane. My great love to you all. Can't wait to do this again. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We love you so much. Thank you to you and your guests. Thank you for everything. We love you, and everyone, we'll see you all very soon. Thank you for today. Bye now.